Hi, and welcome to episode number 11 of Get Involved Pittsburgh on PCTV 21 and 47 here in the city of Pittsburgh. Hope you're all doing well at home or watching this online. My name is Tom Baker, and I am your host of the Jefferson Award-winning Get Involved Pittsburgh television show. This is our 11th episode. We're focusing today completely on Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Pittsburgh. Great news from the summer is that Big Brothers Big Sisters was named the National Agency of the Year. Out of the whole country, Big Brothers Big Sisters is #1, making the black and gold city very proud. So we're going to be focusing on different staff members today from Big Brothers Big Sisters, board members, bigs, people all involved in the agency in a lot of different ways. So it should be a great episode of Get Involved Pittsburgh. The first thing that I actually did when I graduated from college now over a decade ago was get involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters. My little brother Preston was 10 at the time, and I'm very happy to say that now he is 21 years old. He actually turned 21 this summer. He is a junior at Franklin and Marshall College on the nationally ranked Franklin and Marshall Diplomats. His soccer team is nationally ranked, so they're doing great. He's starting, getting better grades than I got in college. It's hard to say, but very easy to be proud of. He's getting better grades than I got in school. So Preston's just doing really well. I feel very blessed to work for the organization that I believe in truly, and you're going to meet some great people here on episode number 11 of Get Involved Pittsburgh. And welcome back to episode number 3 of Get Involved Pittsburgh here on PCTV 21 and 47. You can also watch the show online at pctv21.org. And we also have our clips on YouTube as well at youtube.com/BakerLeadership. So lots of good things going on in the city. Hopefully you enjoyed our first 2 guests, Gina Carl and Jimmy Wells. Following Lauren is going to be Mike Gorham, the general manager of the Pittsburgh Power, and Ned Shano to talk about his experience as a big brother with Big Brothers Big Sisters for the last decade. So we're going to talk to Lauren Etling now. Lauren is our 3rd guest. Welcome to the show, Lauren.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Sure thing. Glad you're here. So Lauren, you actually started your Big Brothers Big Sisters journey in a different state. You were actually a big and a staff member in North Carolina, I believe, right?
I was, yes.
So what did you do as a big sister in North Carolina? Tell us a little bit about your experience there.
So I was matched for a little over 2 years with a little girl named Tasia. I'd always been really passionate about the organization. I was fortunate to get a job with the organization and thought it would be really awesome, since I'm recruiting volunteers and interviewing them, that I could also have that same experience as a big sister. So we'd spend a lot of time together just going out and doing various things. Chuck E. Cheese was one of our favorite places to go. But just, the parks and just driving around in my car, probably some of our best memories are honestly just conversations that we would have in the car to and from her house on the way back. So I just got a picture of her the other day. She's just turned 12 years old and is probably taller than me, so I still keep in touch occasionally when I go home. It's awesome.
That's great. That's great. And then fast forward, you ended up kind of doing the same. You're now a staff member here at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Pittsburgh, and also a big sister currently as well. So tell us a little bit about, I know you work in the site-based program as a big sister within your service life. So tell us a little bit about your experience as a big sister.
Sure. So here in Pittsburgh, I'm a site-based volunteer, so I'm matched to a little guy named Javon. He's not little. He's definitely taller than me now. But
everyone's taller than you. What's up with
that? He's going to be an 8th grader this year, so it'll be our 3rd year of being matched together in the school-based program, and it's awesome. I never thought at 31 years old that the highlight of my week would be going and hanging out with a 14-year-old kid and just talking and playing paper football and having a good time together, working with him on importance of school and that type of thing.
That's great. Does he beat you at paper football?
Yeah, usually.
Okay,
usually, I beat him a couple times. I've kept some of the running scores. We play just for consistently on and on and on, so our scores get up pretty high, but
that's good.
I beat him a couple times.
That's fun. Okay, very good. Well, I know you're the customer relations specialist for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I often think of you as kind of like the quarterback for the agency. You know, people coming in, you hand off the interviews, you make sure that everything gets scheduled. Tell us a little bit about the community-based program. I think for people watching at home or online, it's probably the program they know a little bit more about, but tell us a little bit more about the community-based program.
Sure. So in the community-based program, adult volunteers spend time and are matched with kids between the ages of 6 and 13, mostly in single-parent families, and they commit to spending at least a full year with the child, about twice a month for about 3 to 5 hours. The volunteers go and pick the child up, and they go out together and hang out and catch a ball game, go to the movies, go to the park, just drive around Pittsburgh and see the different sites, and just kind of provide some extra consistency, another friend for the child to hang out with and spend time with, and just enjoy some new experiences that they might not otherwise have.
Right. And I think people in the community probably hear a lot of perceptions on Big Brothers Big Sisters. They have way too many of this or way too few of this. What is kind of the current outlook on, do you need more big brothers or little brother? Like what does the agency need right now?
Sure, we always need volunteers, especially guys. We always need male volunteers. The nature of the program, we have a lot of little brothers that are waiting to be matched with big brothers. So big brothers are always something that we need. Kind of on the flip side of that, little sisters are something that we tend to always be recruiting for, especially too. So we have an awesome group of big sister volunteers, and sometimes they have to wait a little bit to be matched with the girls too. But all volunteers, all kids, we're always looking to grow the program on all of those directions.
Great. And within the community-based team, so you're the customer relations specialist. Who are some other people that work with you? What makes up kind of the process of making a match? What all takes place?
So I kind of help quarterback, facilitate the schedule the interviews and get the people in the doors and meeting with our enrollment staff. Our enrollment staff are the ones that conduct the interviews and get to know the kids, get to know the volunteers, make the actual matches between the child and volunteer, and then they're supported for the life of their match by our match support staff.
Great, great. And maybe just for the couple years you've been here in Pittsburgh, are there any highlights, things that really stand out to you through your experience, either as a big or as a staff member, things that have kind of shaped you or changed your outlook on things?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really interesting for me to come from a different organization in a totally different state. Pittsburgh's a little bigger of a city than I came from, and I think the Pittsburgh community is awesome and is really, really generous. The kids get to do some really cool things. One of my favorite things of this year, which I had probably just as much fun, if not more than the kids did, was working with the Pirates. They've always been really great to us, but the kids got a chance to go to the dugout, get autographs signed. We watched the game in a suite. We just really had a truly VIP experience, and it was awesome. I know it was awesome for the staff. It was great for the kids too. So
I got to be like the photographer for the Pirates game, the bowling with the Bucks. So that was pretty fun too.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Pirates are very generous. A lot of our community partners are very generous. Our next guest on the show is Mike Gorham from the Pittsburgh Power, another sports team that's just been really amazing to big brothers, big sisters. So lots of good things going on. For anyone watching at home online, how can they kind of take the next step if they want to enroll their child or if they want to get involved as a volunteer? Let's actually start with enrolling a child. So how does somebody enroll a child in the program?
So if parents are watching and they're interested, the first step would be to contact the agency, either me directly or the agency with the general information. I would talk with you a little bit and send out the application. Come in for the interview, and then following the interview and acceptance, then we begin the process of looking for a match. For our volunteers that might be interested, the same way, to contact the agency or contact me directly. Send out an application. We have an in-person interview and the background checks and the training and a lot of steps to take to make sure that the volunteers feel well prepared and really ready to jump in and be successful mentors.
Great. And the number 412-363-6100?
Yes, that's our direct number.
Direct number 412-363-6100 for anyone watching at home. The website is bbbspittsburgh.org. And Laura Nettling, I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for being on the show. Was it a good time?
It was awesome.
It was an awesome time. All right, very good. Well, glad you're in Pittsburgh. Glad you're working at Big Brothers Big Sisters. You're just doing a great job here in the community as a rising young professional, doing a great job. So thanks very much to Laura Nettling. And we're going to move on. We're going to have Mike Gorham up next. Mike's the general manager of the Pittsburgh Power. He's going to talk about the relationship between the Power and Big Brothers Big Sisters, which has been a really special one. So we'll be back in just a minute with Mike Gorham.